Last night, the housemates faced their second live challenge. 7 victorious, which meant there were 3 unlucky losers. So it was not all fun and games in the house last night. Hangover this morning? Yes, indeed. It's day 17. It's June the 8th. And this, my friends, it's Big Brother's little brother. I'm going to fall. Oh, got down from those stairs in a hurry. Hello everyone, welcome to Big Brother's Little Brother. Hope you're all very well. Loads to come on today's show, including, obviously, an exclusive interview with evicted housemate Justine. You get your chance to ask her a question as well. Plus, Big Brother fan and radio DJ Margarita Taylor. But we kick off, as we always do, with Little Brother's big news. Indeed, at 9:05 exactly last night, Big Brother gathered the housemates around to the dining table and set the second Saturday night challenge. You'll never guess in a million years who got the first correct question.
Please read this out loud. Your question is, in Monopoly, how much money do you collect when you pass go? Big Brother, my answer is £200. The correct answer is... Great lap of victory from John there. Looking a tad smug. To be fair to him, it was the easiest question in the whole game. Cameron, Goss, Fed, John and Tanya answered all their questions correctly. And Scott won the right to join them, deciding to take Nush to the secret room as his guest.
Just press it, just press it. In you...
Tanya, scarily, was more delighted than most to find the room stocked up with sweeties. In fact, so delighted was the North London princess that she half-inched a load of goods from the secret room. And here they are, as you can see. She's a very naughty girl. We've got chocolates here. We've got, I don't know why she's just nicking this bit of paper, but she seems to be quite interested. What's in that? Let's take a look at... I don't really know. But, oh no, sherbet dip, lovely. And now I've absolutely ruined it. And finally, at 8:39 last night, Ray noticed the fish were looking poorly, so Nush came to the diary room and told Big Brother their fish fears. We can exclusively reveal right now the fish bet was called out in the early hours, and Paul and George, otherwise known as Dermot Louisa, have been moved to a secret room to recuperate. Here they are. There we go. Looking very, very tired and asleep. Some might say, actually looking dead. But we cannot confirm that. Repeat, we cannot confirm that. I'm sure they are very happy to be there and they're alive. That was Little Brother's big news. OK, you know what? There's not even a sniff of a snog in the Big Brother house so far. Will there ever be any action? Here to discuss the girl-on-boy action, or indeed boy-on-boy action, or indeed girl-on-girl action, is social commentator Jenny Trent-Hughes.
Hello.
And a very hyped-up Sunday audience as well, by the sounds of it. Jenny, you've noticed a few perfect matches in your time. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Any in the Big Brother house?
Not yet. I don't think so.
Do you think there will be any?
It's possible, because there's a certain type of relationship called a pressure cooker relationship.
Yeah.
That stems when two people are put in a situation that they wouldn't normally be in, and there's intense pressure, and they turn towards someone they wouldn't normally. This is about as pressure cook as you can get.
Sure.
So.
I mean, I guess a lot of people that work together end up in that, right? That
Absolutely.
kind of okay.
And also people who are in disasters like earthquakes and hurricanes and stuff.
Do they then find out? Because at the end of the movie, when you see the couple get together, I always think, a month down the line, they might find out they've got nothing in common with each other.
Well, sometimes opposites attract. You don't need to have something in common. And sometimes that big thing that you went through actually provides enough cement to make the relationship last.
Sure thing. OK, who do you think is the most likely couple in the house? If there was going to be a couple in there.
It depends on if you're talking about a couple for temporary physical relief or,
yeah.
or sort of walking down the aisle happily ever after.
I reckon both. First of all, and you put it so well, temporary physical relief.
Temporary physical relief could be Tanya and Federico. It could be Tanya and Ray.
OK, cool.
I think it would be Tanya and somebody.
And walking down that aisle?
Walking down that aisle, I don't see anything yet.
Tanya and Cameron?
No. Cameron's mine.
Okay, cool. The housemates played a game. Interesting. We'll get back to that. The housemates played a game of Who They Fancy on Friday night. Take a look at this.
Without embarrassing anyone here, it would be Nush.
Out of the 9 the person I'd go for first would be someone that looks like Tanya.
If I wasn't seeing Stacey, I mean, I'd be hounding Anushka. Like, maybe. Probably Tanya. I'll pick
Was that a charity play? Fed or you? I'd have Cameron's nipples, your kneecaps. I'd have raised nostrils and Scott's two teeth. It would be Federico.
Stephanie.
Who do you think out of those couples would work out that they sort of described there?
I would say probably Federico and Tanya.
Yeah, okay. But for a short physical relief, as you put it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Only Nush, Goss and Sissy are attached. Why do you think single people are drawn to Big Brother?
Because, you know, if you think about going into something like that, you think of the positives of going in there and the negatives. If you're attached, you'll miss your husband, your boyfriend, your children, your whatever it is. And that doesn't weigh out the fun of going in.
Sure thing.
So if you're single, you don't have anything to miss.
Well, some of the housemates are more single than others. Cameron, for example, take a look.
Nice,
with pregnant women.
low-slung, loose-fitting top.
Any cleavage?
No, I didn't dare to do that. She had hair a wee bit like yours, you two's. It was sort of gone like this, and then you could see it at the back of her head flicking up. She had nice, big, full lips like yours. In fact, you lot are a combination of my.
Two things. Firstly, interested to know why Cameron is your favourite.
Because Cameron's a nice boy. And I think that there's always room for a nice boy.
A gentleman.
He's a gentleman, exactly.
Okay, well, he hasn't had a girlfriend for 11 years, gentleman or not.
Oh, wait. Let's put a pin in it right here. A lot of girls that you talk to, if they sleep with someone twice, then they're seeing him or he's their boyfriend.
Yeah.
Guys usually only define a girlfriend as someone who they've taken home to meet mom. So just because he hasn't taken anybody home to meet his mother doesn't mean he hasn't slept with anybody in 11 years.
She only lives around the corner, so it can't be that. Do you think there's any chance you'll find one in the house? A lovely lady?
I don't think so. I think if Anushka had stayed, actually...
Really?
Yep. Did you see the tears in his eyes when she left?
Yeah.
Ah, well, there you go.
Do you reckon that was one way, though, or are we looking at a 50-50 relationship?
Opposites attract.
Okay, cool. Who do you think Cameron's ideal woman would be?
I think that who he might want would be completely different than who he might need. So I think that he might...
Welcome to everyone's world.
Exactly. And I think he might want somebody sort of nice and quiet and calm, but I think he needs somebody absolutely wild and full of pizzazz.
Cool, okay, well, we can exclusively reveal this drawing of Cameron's ideal woman that he sketched himself. Can we just take a look at that? I think that's amazing.
It's me, with hair.
I don't know if she's an enormous giant, because there seems to be a car on the floor. I don't know if that's a radio-controlled car.
Yep,
or
see the
whether
aerial?
she's actually something out of Gulliver's Travels. And she's in the kitchen. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? What does it say about him?
Well, somebody's got to be in the kitchen.
Yeah, true, I guess. Okay. Now, you're going to be doing some spotting for us, aren't you?
Yes,
so you're going to go over there in a minute. Before that, we've come over with Cilla Black and on BBLB and decided to find Cameron a girlfriend. We're launching this campaign. Do you see yourself, perhaps, as Cameron's girl? Would you like to live in the Orkney Islands with a whiff of fish in the air? I know I would if I was a lady. If you think you fit the bill, then we would love to hear from you. Send us a letter explaining why you're his ideal woman. And don't forget to include a photo that we won't be sending back. The address is I'd Be a Nice Lady Friend for Cameron, BBLB, PO Box 567, Borehamwood, WD612H. Now, action in the Big Brother house never stops. To make sure we capture every drop of drama, Jenny has indeed volunteered to go over to our lovely big chair there, complete with the Linda Barker Memorial slippers that she's going to be wearing.
Oh, dear.
And for the next 40 minutes, we're going to get back to you later on. Is that all right? Yeah, she has no problem with that whatsoever. See, she's going over there right now. What can she see in the house? I imagine quite a lot of people sleeping at the moment. Maybe Tanya's up and around, chatting on the beanbag in the garden. It'll be all very up to the minute, I assure you of that. Now, whatever she sees, it's doubtful whether Jenny will spot the housemates eating. They've only got £36 and 23 pence worth of food to last all week. As you can see, that's not a great trolley load, but there's just lots of beans, bread and toilet roll. However, The good news for Beans, Bread and Toilet Roll fans is that you can win the lot. To enter, give us a call and tell us why you deserve the food more than anyone else. The best answer qualifies for our competition later on in the show. The number to call is 09011. Call BBLB. That's 09011 2255 2252. You have to be over 18 to enter, because there might be some saucy stuff in there. Now, they may have had fun with Pass the Parcel, but there was a certain someone missing from the circle.
John and Justine, the phone lines are closed. The votes have been counted and verified, and I can now reveal that the second person to be evicted from the Big Brother house is...
I'll give you a clue. It starts with a J.
Justine.
Nuts.
Oh, it's... Oh.
Yes, indeed. In part 2, we chat to Justine about the threesome on everyone's lips. That's right, Ray, Scott and Fed. Are they friends or are they lovers? We'll see you in 3. Hello there. Coming up in this part, the second housemate to be evicted from the Big Brother house, Justine, is here. She's actually here right now. You see our floor manager being a little overly familiar with her for my liking. Some may say, you know, unprofessional, that, to be honest with you. So, just tell her where to go, don't talk to her. Today's Cool BOE gives you the chance to put your questions to the Lee's last. So if you want to know whether she secretly enjoyed the dirty dancing with John, freak in the morning, a freak in the evening, and just how much ketchup is acceptable on a sausage sarnie, here's how you get in touch. On Friday night, Justine became the second person to be evicted from the Big Brother house.
There's a lot of supporters here for both of them, so that's really good. Feeling a lot of her anxiety, I'm feeling a little bit stressful, in two minds, really wanting to see her, but at the same time wanting her to stay in.
This is Davina. You are live on Channel 4. Please do not swear.
Please do not swear.
John and Justine, the phone lines are closed.
I'd like to last as long as possible in the house and see the thing through.
The votes have been counted and verified.
I'd be extremely disappointed if it was me, but I would just have to deal with it.
The second person to be evicted from the Big Brother house is...
I'll give you a clue. It starts with a J.
Justine.
I think her heart will be in her mouth. She'll be feeling a little bit like, oh, you know, the time has come. I've got to just get on with it now. The best thing about her coming out is I will get a big beanie hug. She loves to do big bear hugs. I really miss that, and I'm going to get that when I see her.
The first thing I'll say to her is, I love you, I've missed you, but I am so proud of you. I certainly couldn't have done what Justine's done.
Love that Sunday's track. And ladies and gentlemen, here she is! Your family can hug.
I know, big bear hugs.
That's a lovely
big
hug.
strapping girls.
Okay, right, first things first, the threesome everyone's raving about.
Yes.
Ray, Scott and Fed.
Yeah, the three amigos.
Three amigos, yeah. Are they as divisive as everyone thinks they are in the house?
Oh, they're worse.
Are they?
Much worse.
Okay. Now, on to you and the eviction and your feelings when you came out. Describe the feelings firstly when Davina called your name. Were you surprised? Because you look surprised.
I was, I have to say. I prepared myself 50% to go. The other 50% was just, you know, determined to stay. And I was just so surprised because in the house it's very different to how it is on the outside. And everybody was saying to me all during the day, don't worry, it won't be you, and you know, and I was obviously psyching myself up to stay. And when she called my name out, I was just like, oh, I can't believe it's
Yeah,
me.
but from the outside and the people we speak to, it's a lot more to do with the fact that John is just absolutely balmy and eccentric than the fact that anyone dislikes anyone else.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And you must have picked up on that
Of course I have,
since
yeah.
you've left
Yes,
the house.
definitely.
Okay. I mean, the housemates, I mean, you can tell what you're saying is true as well by the reaction, I think, from the housemates to John when Davina called out your name.
Yeah.
Because
no one, everyone went up to you and just said, but no one at all for ages went up to John, and John tried to come in and see you and so forth.
Which I didn't actually know that until
sure.
later, but Tanya was obviously, you know, I heard she was great. You're not welcome.
Is that great or is that bad?
Well, from a girl's point of view, because all the girls bonded, it was nice because, you know, you feel a loyalty. But it was also good because I don't think I would have actually known what to say to him at the time, you know, and when I got myself together and I came back out and I gave him a hug, you know, and had words with him, and it was, you know, it was just, it was not fair, really.
Do you think anyone in the house thought that it would be you? Or did, I mean, because everyone just, I mean, you saw Sissy's face, her hands just came up to her face.
Well, I think, partly no, I think, you know, we'd all sort of psyched ourselves up that it was John that was going to go, because John, you know, compared to me in the house, was the one that was disliked. So I think everybody was hoping that it would have been...
Is it disliked, or do people aren't very patient with John, are they? And I know he must try the patience, because he's that sort of
maybe
person.
Disliked too. Yeah, it's too much of a stronger word, but yeah, quite impatient with him. He's always blurting things out when, you know, when he's not supposed to, and it's just, you know, it's just his funny ways that I think people tend to get a bit annoyed about.
OK, what did you do on your first day of freedom?
First day of freedom, which was yesterday. Only one day of freedom so far. I saw Luby, got out, had my first glass of champagne with all my family and friends, saw everybody, which was brilliant.
Then the second, then the third.
And then the third, and then that was the bottles. And then yesterday morning, just basically was like speaking to the press and just had a few interviews and so on, and was busy all day. Last night I went to a West End show.
Lovely.
I went out for something to eat.
When people come out, they obviously always, like, for want of a better word, sell a story to a paper. I mean, how do you decide which one? I mean, because suddenly you go from doing your normal job to suddenly, hang on a second, all these people want me to do this and then they want me to do that.
It's all been sort of taken care of. It's brilliant.
Really? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Really, I mean, it's just, I think you have a choice and you're guided, you know, and everyone's perfect, everyone's brilliant, everyone's, you know, sort of pointing me in the right direction where to go.
Okay.
And so far, so good.
Great, OK. Have you been watching any of the house action since Friday?
I haven't really had a chance. No, I'd love to, because I do deeply miss everybody. I would love to be able to sit and watch it, but I'm going to make time.
Let's look at some of your moments in the house. Your highlight from the time in the house first.
My highlight was, it has to be the cabaret night, where all the guys were singing and everything, and we all got our outfits and we made our own outfits. That was possibly one of them.
Yeah, you looked hot.
Oh, thank you.
Hanging, sister.
Yay.
Take a look.
She lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling, 'cause it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa. Boom, boom, boom. Baby, baby, I get down on my knees for you.
What about your low time in the house? Or I mean, when you're only there for 2 weeks, does that 2 weeks go fast or does it go slow?
It actually went quite slow. You know, I suppose it's like a 2-week holiday. First week always goes really, really slow, and then the second week rushes by. But no, every day was just brilliant. But my low time, I think, was the first couple of days. Friday night was getting to know everybody. I was so excited to come into the house.
Yeah.
Saturday it all started to set in a little bit, and it was just adjusting, really, you know, and I just sort of started to miss Luby and all my family and friends. And the reality kind of set in, and I thought, just come to terms with it, just get to grips, girl. You're in the house.
Out of the housemates, so who do you think you got on best with?
I would say Steph and Nush.
You always bonded with Steph, didn't you?
Yeah.
Loved that.
I think she's absolutely fantastic.
I think we all know who you didn't get on with. Let's take a look.
I have this problem now where I can't even look at him, because he just creeps me out. Creeps you out? It does. It's awful. I can't talk to him. I can't look at him. John is extremely, I'm sorry, I'm going into it, sexist. I can't hear his voice. Justine. Did you water the plants? I just don't think I can carry on living with him. Either he goes or I go, because I can't continue to live here if he's here.
That was harsh. Very harsh. So you obviously didn't fancy John. Did you fancy anyone else?
I thought all the guys were lovely, yeah, facial-wise, yeah, they were very nice.
Face-wise, I like that. You're covering your bases there, aren't you? Well, here's what Fed and Ray thought of you, young lady.
Justine. She looked very, sort of voluptuous.
Yeah, very voluptuous and you know, and that experienced older way, you know, she knew what she was doing. She.
See the pictures of her there. See the pictures of her and her sister.
They were gorgeous, all of them.
Yeah, big time.
All of them.
Aww.
Now, they basically said they just fancy everyone, but they said you were very pretty.
But sometimes we actually needed an interpreter in the house to follow around Ray to understand what he was saying, and Federico.
Really?
We were like having to like watch the lips and go, could you say that again?
They like your family, though, don't they?
Yeah, that's very sweet to hear.
A lot to like. OK, who do you think is going to be evicted next?
Well, that's a bit of a tough one because we all know who I would like to be evicted. But coming out now and seeing...
John, right?
Yeah, John. Coming out and basically seeing that everybody wants to keep him in, I don't think it's going to happen. Federico should be evicted because he's failed the tasks, you know, which is a bit naughty of him not to actually come forward and tell the other people. However, I believe it's the best thing to keep it quiet because you can't disrupt people in the house. But I don't think he will be because he's actually very popular in the house as well.
OK. And finally, who do you think will win? Who do you want to win?
I want Steph to win, desperately, or Nush, but only one can. And I would say either Scott or Goss will win.
Brilliant. OK, you were in the Big Brother house for 14 days, 1 hour, 31 minutes. Here's your story.
Every morning when I wake up and I realise where I am, it takes a couple of minutes just to sort of remember where I am and obviously what I'm doing. It's like, it hits me and I'm like, oh my God, I'm here. Is there something you'll know when don't worry, Billy, you won't get far. I don't fart type. Are you alright, sweetie? Really enjoying getting to know people. Some very sweet people here.
What you talking about, Willis? It's nice to meet you, Justine.
Justine's got a lovely personality.
She certainly has.
There are 2 people nominated for eviction this week, John and Justine.
I desperately don't want to go. I really don't.
Woman's row.
Justine.
Lovely memories.
I thought you and Jenny were going to cry there. Oh, wait.
No, don't worry, I won't do that.
You go, I'll go. Here we go. This is your 5th generation VHS copy.
Thank you very, very much.
I thought to do DVD. Sorry about that. More from you later on, all right?
OK.
But right now, Big Brother changes many people's lives in a small way. We like to think we also do at BBLB. Last week's Superfan winner, Nathan Turney, questioned Anushka and managed to get his mug on his local papers to boot. First up, the Leicester Mercury. Let's take a look at him there in his little Superfan T-shirt, which is about 5 times too big for him, to be fair. And here he is in the local, the Hickney Times. Here we go. I like the font on that, it's very nice. OK, 1 week, little brother. Next week, who knows? Jordan's latest nog or maybe your own Channel 5 chat show. The world could be your oyster. This week's Superfan is Joanna Cannon. Hello, Joanna.
Hello.
She owns a lingerie shop in Derbyshire. You answered 69 questions correctly. Who's your favourite housemate?
Cameron.
OK, now you get a minute to ask Justine. If you would just go down there, Justine. Get the fear off your face, Justine. She's a lovely girl. No touching now, Joanna.
No touching.
Right? OK. You get a minute to ask your questions. Start from now.
Lipstick or lip gloss?
Lip gloss.
Baths or showers?
Baths.
Goss is trying to establish himself as a leader. True or false?
False.
You like John till you realise nobody else did. True or false?
False.
False. Item you wish you'd left at home?
Ketchup.
Ketchup. Boob job or nose job?
Nose job.
Most expensive item you've ever bought?
These jeans.
Sissy tries to get attention. She cries. Is that true?
False.
No. Ray's outburst damaged his popularity in the house. True or false?
False.
Scott has yet to show his true character. True or false?
False.
Some friendships in the house are not genuine. True or false?
False.
Fame or fortune?
Hey!
The house knows Fed failed the task. True or false?
True.
Sissy's too loud.
False.
Scott or Ray?
Scott.
Sissy or Tanya?
Sissy.
Tanya is too self-absorbed. True or false?
Can I go a mediocre?
OK, mediocre. What do you never leave home without?
Don't have to answer that.
I don't have to answer that one.
No, don't say another word to her, Joanna.
OK.
Right.
Don't move.
Security escort. Thank you very much. All right. Lovely. More from you later on. I think a round of applause there.
That's quite grilling, wasn't it? Said no touching, but that's okay. That's quite grilling. Fancy being Big Brother superfan next week? Fancy fame burning your wildest dreams, or at least getting your picture in a local paper? Me too. Here's how to play. Okie dokes. In part 3, Margarita Taylor and why she thinks Goss is the mum of the house, not actually organ-wise. And check out some of the worst singing in the house as we play Gem or Gemini. Intrigued? See you in 3. Welcome back to Big Brother's Little Brother. Hope you're all well. And our Sunday evictee special. Lovely Justine. Coming up in this part, Margarita Taylor on why she loves Goss. I mean, actually really like that. And Justine shows us why she is simply the best. But first, a quick news recap. Big Brother set the second live challenge last night. It was a game of pass the parcel. John, Cameron, Goss, Fed, Tanya, Scott and Nush all won their way into the secret room, where Tanya got very overexcited at a sweet selection. And finally, the fish aren't feeling very well and have been moved to a secret room to have a rest. Once again, I think they might be dead. And again, maybe they won't be. OK, I'm very happy now to be joined by Queen of London's Capital FM and Big Brother fan Margarita Taylor. Hello, darling. That's impressive. Yep. OK, what do you think about Justine being evicted? Do you expect that?
Well, yeah, I thought she was coming out because the public support for John, Mr. Tickle, and the press support for him is amazing. But what I was surprised about was that it was so close. I think it was 57% of the votes.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah, that surprised me. But no, I think she was coming out.
What vibes are you getting during the week from listeners and so forth?
That everyone's loving John because he's just kind of a character. And I think when Justine went in, she was a really bubbly, vibrant person. But there's so many strong personalities in that house. I think she kind of got squashed down. We didn't really see the real Justine.
It is hilarious when we watch the housemates and see you know, their reaction to the fact that John's there. And even John's really surprised. I mean, John was just like, that's unbelievable, wasn't he?
I don't think any of the housemates really thought Justine would go, but I think the public were like, no, let's keep John in, he's fun, we'll have him there for a little bit longer.
OK, so big Justine fan, right?
Yeah.
OK, favourite moment?
Favourite moment, Justine, when she was dancing, because that's when I think we saw the real Justine come out.
OK.
And I think that was the start of when her and John started not to be so friendly.
Take a look. Is it A, the nervous laughter, B, the eye contact, or C, the incessant touching of the very personal area?
It got very
waist?
saucy after that. That kind of was the warm-up, and then got a little bit saucy later.
See, I think that's more sinister, because, I mean, what happens later on, yeah, we all saw that, but you know what I mean? OK, do you have a favourite moment in the house?
When they failed the second task, because that's when it kind of started getting real. They stopped being nice, and you saw what people really felt come out. When they realised they were going to have to live on £36 for a whole week between the 10, 11 of them, I think that's when you saw, especially with Sissy and Ray, their reaction.
Ray went ballistic, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Housemates have therefore failed the task.
I'll quit. £23 extra.
You joke?
We're just guinea pigs.
I mean, do you think he hasn't done himself any favours with that? Because I watched that with my mouth wide open. I just thought, well, if I was in the house, I'd probably nominate him for that next week.
And he did apologise after, but I think they're starting to twig about the whole Federico thing, so I think that may be a cause with some nominations, and Ray's he's just being real.
Yeah, OK. Favourite housemate and why?
Goss, because I think he's playing a quite clever game. He's just being the matriarch of the whole house. Everyone loves him, and he cooks. You can't hate him. He's feeding you.
He seems to just be being himself, though, to be fair.
Yeah, and he hasn't changed. He's one of the only housemates, I think, that hasn't really changed since the moment he walked in there.
OK, worst housemate and why?
Federico.
What?
Now, well, when he first came in, all my girlfriends thought, yeah, really cute, we've got a sexy guy in the house this year, this is going to be fun to watch. But I think he loves the mirror more than he loves anyone else in that house, and he probably took in more hair gel than anything else as well. So, Federico gets my vote.
What do you think of his mad eyes? Because he just keeps, not waking up, but while he's asleep, he can...
The whole guilt pressure thing, I think, is starting to get to him now, so that's the whole staring eye thing coming out there.
OK, who do you think's going to be out next week?
I think John will be up for nomination again, but I don't know. If Federico owns up to having failed the task, then maybe they'll just find a reason to nominate him, and that'll be it.
OK.
Hard to say, though.
And top tip to win?
Top tip to win? Too early days yet, really is. I think once they start getting really hungry, that's when they'll start getting real again, and that's when the fun will really start.
Excellent. Cheers, MT. More from you in just a second, because to amuse themselves, the housemates have decided to put on a cabaret last week. Now, if you're in a fragile state after Saturday night, turn the TV sound down now.
Too hard, it must be true. Nothing left for me to do. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. You, the one that I want. You are the one I want. What I need. Oh, yes, indeed.
All right, that was Sissy and Steph murdering the Grease classic, and we've noticed there's been a lot of singing this year's Big Brother. But the big question is, are the housemates as bad as Euroflop's Gemini? Margarita is still with us, as is the lovely Justine, to check out 3 top performances. The first one, you're going to love this, is Justine herself. Take a look.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Get it, baby.
Better than anyone I ever met. I'm stuck on your heart. I'm stuck on your heart. Hallelujah.
My favourite thing about that is when you do the classic forget the words at the very end, you just go... Sorry, hon. So what do you think of that effort? Would you play that tune on the radio?
It had personality and it had energy, so yes, definitely go for it.
Gemini or a gem, Margarita?
A gem.
Audience?
Yay!
Anyone say Gemini? You sure? Okay. Next up, we have the Mighty John with his now legendary tribute to the Eagles.
Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagnes on ice. We are all just prisoners here of our own device. Relax, said the nightmare, we are programmed to recede. But we can check out any time we like, but we can never leave.
This one's gonna be fun. I'm not even going to ask you.
I wouldn't even bother.
MT?
I think that goes down with a kind of Shakespeare recital in the house. I'm feeling Gemini on that one.
You reckon Gemini?
Yeah, I'm
it's
feeling
a legend.
Gemini.
It's like Rolf Harris doing Stairway to Heaven or something. Audience, Gem or Gemini? Could you all say that at the same time, please? That was just a bizarre, long, rambling sentence. That's something I normally do. Once more? Gemini. Any gems there whatsoever? Come on, kids.
Not this time.
Little
Not this
Johnny.
time.
OK, it's definitely a Gemini. Lastly, Dame Shirley Bassey is obviously a big fan of the show and tunes in every week. Just for you, Tanya and Justine.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Now wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I will pop my top for every guy I see. Hey, stand up. Spend a little time with me.
It's what I call a show. Yeah. I normally pay for that kind of thing. That's incredible. OK, Gem or Gemini?
I don't know if it's going to be a record deal, but that was a definite gem. One of the highlights in the house.
You're so weak.
Big on team.
Come on. OK, wonderful. OK, continuing the singing theme, there's a great debate raging on the Big Brother website about what songs would fit onto the Tickle tribute album. Here's the top 10. Number 10 is Tickle Me, Tickle You, Aha. Number 9, Never Gonna Dance Again, Guilty, Careless, Tickle. Don't think you know ways for that one. Number 8, Gina G classic, Ooh, Ah, just a tickle bit, Ooh, Ah, tickle a bit more. Number 7, a tickle bit more, just a tickle bit more, Liberty X. Yeah? Good. You're ignoring me, that's nice. Number 6 is the Beatles' Ticket to Ride. Number 5, I guess this is Jerry Halliwell's Me Tickle-O Latino. Number 4 is Tickling Me Softly with his song. Number 3, Tickle me, baby, one more time. Number 2, hit me with your tickle stick. And number 1, oh, tickle, just a fun, you blow my mind. Hey, tickle.
Hey, tickle.
What do you think of that? You're surprised that people have that much time on their hands,
I know,
right?
I'm worried.
That's
He
your
did look
audience,
shocked when
baby.
he came out.
Yeah.
That everyone loved him so much.
OK, well, you can, and please do, add your Tickle tribute album ideas by checking out the website on channel4.com/Big Brother. In part 4, one viewer could be winning the same shopping as the housemates. Value me up. And Justine's going to be taking your calls. We'll see you in 3. Hello, welcome back to the final part of today's Big Brothers Little Brothers. Still to come, Justine's going to be in the hot seat, taking your calls on any subject under the sun, but it might help that it's a subject to do with the house, because obviously you don't want to put her on the spot about metaphysics or anything like that. But first, it's time for our competition. Thanks to our friends at Tesco's.com, one lucky viewer could be winning an exact copy of the Housemates Weekly Shopping. Now, it may be only £36.23, but check out the sheer amount of beans on offer. I feel sick looking at that. That's disgusting. That's a whopping 5.8 litres of the bubbers. And I don't know what we're going to do with that after we go off air.
Smell somewhat.
You can have it if you want. You want it?
Oh, do you know?
Lovely. OK, we should have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Is it Richard?
Yes.
Hello, Richard. Looks like there's more people at your house than there are in the studio, Richard.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good. We can't do that every time we talk now, Richard, all right? Otherwise it'll go on for about an hour. But I'm glad you've got friends with you. You're well liked. You're studying at university, is that right? You are studying at university, that is right.
I'm at university, yeah, mate. I've just finished my degree in finance.
Oh, lovely. Congratulations.
Yeah, at Nottingham Uni.
What do you reckon you'll get this year?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Probably a 2-2.
2-2. Gentleman's degree. 2-2.
Yeah.
OK, I don't know if you saw it last week, but here are the rules. The shopping goes past on the conveyor belt, otherwise known as white death.
OK.
Be still, my beast. Justina has 30 seconds to remember as many items as she can. What she remembers is what you, Richard, win. Everyone happy?
Wicked. Can't wait. We're starving, Dan.
Excellent. I know. I'm feeling your pain, buddy. OK, Justin, focus on the beans and remember there's not that much, all right?
Right, OK.
OK, cool.
Come on, Justy.
White Death is going to kick into action. He may well be in compassionate mood today. I don't know how fast he's going to go. Then again, it could be a torrent. In 5, magically, 4, 3...
Go.
OK. Interesting.
That looks yummy, man.
So far, not much variety. Once again there, not that much going on. Ray, incidentally, wanted spaghetti hoops as he doesn't like beans. Nush, very keen on vegetarian sausages. There again is the chicken going through there. Interesting. Lemon curd. Some people big fans. Some people don't like lemon curd. It's a very contentious issue. Tanya suggested buying jam, incidentally. John wanted some lemon curd. Ray then said, you know what, let's get both. Very interesting.
Sugar.
Cameron, if you're wondering about the bread, decided upon the 21 loaves, which is 3 per day between the housemates. And Nush wasn't happy about getting the vulgar wheat rice as she wanted. You can't touch it. You're not allowed to touch it. Just think about it in the head. There we go. Is there any more? How much more is there? There we go. Some more cans there going through.
Okay.
And we have to literally keep talking up until the very end. There we go. Wonderful. Interesting. Very interesting. OK, the sketches. Justine, as quick as you can. You've got 30 seconds to remember as many as you possibly can. Audience, you can help as well.
OK.
Earn your money for once. OK, starting from...
Here you go.
Now.
We've got bread, we've got baked beans, we've got ketchup, we've got onions, we've got garlic, we've got oil, we've got chicken.
It's a genuine free-for-all.
Lemon curd, strawberry jam.
Chicken, get a chicken.
Toilet roll.
Anarchy in the studio.
We've got bulgur wheat, bulgur rice, onions.
What happens now?
Tuna.
Sausages.
We do have any cheese.
Onions.
Cuddly toy. Margarine. Sausages.
Wicked, nice one.
Hush. Look at them. Oh, you are going to have a great time in Nottingham with all this stuff. You pretty much got everything. Did you mention carrots? Yeah, you did.
Yes.
OK, congratulations, Richard. Happy?
Yes, mate, I'm delighted. That's wicked.
Good. Your standards, buddy. Say hi. What do you want to say to Justine?
You're wicked, thanks. Cheers.
If you want to win the house shopping next week, touch. Exciting, that, wasn't it?
Yes.
Jenny, you've been watching The Housemates for the best part of an hour, about 40 minutes. What's been happening?
Well, Federico has stayed asleep, far away from the supply sorting, which is very good. Guilty conscience. Goss did a bit of moisturising.
Good, I want your take on all of this, yeah.
I mean, I think that's why he's doing that. Goss did some moisturising, which I thought was really good. Tanya has come up with a brilliant suggestion that they should stop eating some of their food on plates to save on washing up. Like they have anything else to do with their time. Yeah. Scott brightened up when Nush came in. And when she walked by, he sort of did one of those quick peeks at her bum, which I thought was very interesting. And also, if Big Brother is listening, the water is too hot.
Right.
Everyone's complaining the water's too hot. So just turn down the thermostat and they'll be fine.
They're over there. Can you turn down the thermostat, please? Lovely. Anything else, or is that...
Well, and also, Nush had a dream last night where everybody didn't like her. And so she sort of repeated that, and the boys all went, aww, which...
Do you think she's playing a game in there?
Oh, absolutely.
What?
Absolutely. I didn't at first. I thought she was this nice, sweet, innocent girl. And then when I started watching it live and watching hours and hours of it, I think she's playing a very interesting game. But it might backfire on her.
OK, interesting. Jenny, thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Come
back, you rule. Today's Call BBLB, quite simply and obviously, is Ask Justine. Who's on the line there? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Miss?
Hello, you well?
I'm fine, thank you, yourself?
Excellent stuff. Let's just leap on the stage so we say hello to Just. Hello,
Hi,
darling.
Justine.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Justine, I want to ask you, based on your inside knowledge within the BB house, if there's going to be a romance, who do you see getting it together and why?
Ooh, tricky question. Well, you see, the girls that are... Some of them have got steady boyfriends, you see, so I wouldn't actually... would ever say that they were going to get it on with anybody. I think you've got more chances of the guys getting it on rather than the girls and guys.
You think there's going to be some boy-on-boy action in there?
Who knows? You know, anything can happen.
All right, thank you very much, Jane. Question from email, it's not from email, obviously, Dean. Hi, Justine, this is Dean from Rotherham. Ray's repeatedly threatened to walk. Do you think he will, or any other housemate?
No. I don't think that at all. I think everyone's really having a good time and it's going to get heated every now and then, but nobody will actually get up and walk.
OK, Josh Adams, Burton-on-Trent. After being in the house for just 2 weeks, is there anything you wish you'd done or you could do again to change popularity with the public?
Just go back down those stairs and just, like, relive the whole moment. Just go back to it. I don't think there was anything that I could have done purposely to change it because I was myself and this is who I am, so...
But even if you are playing a game, I think it's very difficult to play a game in 2 weeks anyway, surely.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think, you know, it was too short. Put me back in.
Can't wait. Amanda from Margate. Hello, Amanda.
Hello, Glamour. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Go for it.
Good. I'd like to ask Justine what made you befriend John in the first week and then turn on him in the second?
It was the first task that we had to do. We basically became Mr. Competitive and everything had to be done methodically and it took the essence of the fun. It wasn't a game anymore, it was just too strict and I felt like I was in the army.
Right. OK. I'd just like to say, keep the Vulcan in, yeah!
Lovely.
Each to the road.
Thank you very much. John from Hamilton apparently has just proposed to you via text. It's just scrolling on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, how lovely.
I don't know what he looks like. It might be roadkill for all we know, so...
I won't say lovely yet.
Don't give us an answer there.
No.
Yeah, that's very sweet of him.
I won't get mum on yet then.
Out of everyone in the Big Brother house, who would you most like to stay in touch with? Apart from Steph, because I think Steph's a no-brainer, surely.
Yeah, Nush.
Nush, OK,
yeah.
Interesting. That's from Stacey in Abington. Sharon from East Sussex. Quite clearly you were shocked on Friday after watching a montage of John's coverage in the media this week. Do you think the housemates appreciate his unique personality? And do you think John's escape from eviction twice will affect his nomination this week? Great question.
Can you repeat it, please?
Sure. Well, firstly, I mean, do you think the housemates appreciate his unique personality, or to them, do you think he's actually... they just see him as quite dull, or...
Well, I think when you live with somebody like that 24/7... you get quite upset with it and you get quite bored with the same old routine. Mm-hmm. So I think his unique personality that people see on the outside is not what we saw on the inside and is not what they're still seeing on the inside.
Another interesting part of that question is, do you think John's escape from eviction will affect the nominations this week? Because he's been nominated twice, do you think that people will sort of almost give him a week off? Or
No.
No.
I think they'll battle on.
OK. Robert from Walsall next. Hello.
Hi, Dermot. And hi, Justine.
Hello there.
Following on from those questions, Dermot, in view of the media portrayal of John and the fact that Justine's been out of the house for 2 days now, has her perception of John changed somewhat?
Good question, Robert.
Can I say that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yes, it has. I understand that he went in and he tried to evict me for something as ridiculous as having ketchup, which I really didn't realise was a crime. But I've also learnt that he did actually go back in and admitted that it was a silly reason and therefore he apologised. So I'm kind of mixed minds at the moment.
Is there a certain amount of ambivalence, John? Because I don't get any hatred from you. Do you know
I think hate would be too much of a strong word. I was only in there for 2 weeks, you know. What I saw, I got to like. What I saw, I didn't like.
Yeah.
You know, it was very 50-50.
Sure, OK. Yvonne from Lancashire, beg your pardon. Hello, Yvonne.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. What's your question?
Have you met John's brother Phil, Justine? And
yes.
do you think the personalities are similar, if you have?
Interesting.
Yes, I have met him. He was absolutely gorgeous. And
I
wouldn't mind a date with him. Sorry?
Do you think the personalities are similar?
No, but being a twin myself, I can see, obviously, the difference in personalities. I don't think, if I can say it, that he's actually much of a nerd as John is. And actually, John said that himself as well, because I remember when I first came in the house and all the families were around, and I remember seeing this very good-looking guy, and when I walked through the doors, I went, oh, obviously you've got a twin. And so basically, you know, he said, well, he obviously is a bit, you know, he's not like me, he's a bit cooler and so on, and I thought, yeah,
sure.
Nice guy.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much as
My
well.
pleasure.
OK, Justine's back on BBUK tomorrow, as well as comedy duo Mel and Sue. Thanks to all today's guests, Jenny Trent Hughes, Margarita Taylor, and, of course, Justine. Don't forget to catch Big Brother tonight, 9 o'clock, Channel 4, and we are back at 6 o'clock tomorrow with this young lady. We'll see you then. Take care.